Now these guys are loading, that's 2 bags on the 10-inch guns. The reason why these guns, the ones that are on display down there, would fire at the sides of the ship. It has rifling, you know what rifling is? Rifling is a curvature in the barrel inside.
Hello YouTubers, here we are, we're out on another adventure today. We're out on Whidbey Island here in Washington, and we're going to spend a little bit of time walking around Fort Casey out here. It's a little bit windy out here, not too bad, so hopefully you come along and enjoy it with us.
Yes.
big warships moving at a top speed could pass through the firing range of battery works guns in only 15 minutes. As a result, every shot had to count. Bursting from the gun's muzzle at 1,544 miles per hour, the projectile could strike a target nearly 8 miles away in 30 seconds. Once the projectile was off, an efficient crew reloaded in less than 1 minute to fire a second devastating blow. 10-inch gun sits on a disappearing carriage. The carriage's innovative design used long levers, hydraulics, and a counterweight to move the gun above and below the front wall.
I don't know how to get down.
Better get down very carefully. So here we are out at Fort Casey. What Fort Casey was way back in the, I think, late 1800s, early 1900s. It was one of 3 forts. It's Fort Casey, Fort Flagler, and Fort Worden, which is known as the Triangle of Fire. And their whole goal was to protect the straits here that comes into the Puget Sound.
Yeah. Boeing was a major developer of airplanes, so they probably helped protect them, you know, so that we
Yeah.
tear up their planes.
This is one of the observation towers. This is where they could hang out here, and they got a good view of the sound. They could see enemy ships coming and relay those coordinates to the batteries down below. But it says that the commanders didn't like being separated from the guys at the battery, so that's why they built those little towers behind the battery there, so they could be closer.
Here's the restroom at Fort Casey. It's very clean. They clean it twice a day. They say a deep clean. So it's right here, close to everything. So.
Giving up land because they'd owned it for well over 100 years at that point. Turned it over to Washington State Parks, a couple of universities, Seattle Pacific and the University of Washington, and several lighthouse keeping groups, and a group of restorers and authorities for the fort itself. And they've made volunteer organizations that keep doing all the work.
Outside
So-
stuff.
It is. It's
one of the.
10-inch guns right along here.
It's right. Here's where we are.
Uh-huh.
Here's where that turnaround is. Here's the 10-inch guns are right here.
Oh, the well went down. Okay, part of our family
Right.
went down.
Did they?
Okay.
Well, you have them, and they were called disappearing guns because they were disappearing from ships because they were worried about ships attacking the Bremerton boatyards, which were servicing military ships. This is a mock-up disappearing gun. You will see two guns down there. One in the upright firing position. It's peeking over the embankment. Okay, and this is where it would fire. Okay, the secret is this is a 33-ton barrel forged in upstate New York. The secret is the counterweight below, which you don't see, is a 55-ton like an elevator weight. And the connection between the two is a fulcrum arm. The fulcrum arm? Okay, so here's how it worked. The gun's up and firing. When it fired, the recoil would push the barrel backward. It would overcome the difference in weight. The gun goes down, they pin it. Now they can load it at eye level, right, in the lower position. Gun's all loaded, ready to fire, pull a pin, 55 tons, overcomes 33, it pops up. Recoil, load, release it, fire, recoil. They can do it in less than a minute. These are Civil War technology guns, but they're loaded from the breech. They used to, Civil War, they load them from the front of the barrel. But see how far up it's tilted? It's shooting out of a pit. You went right by those pits on your way to the park. The guns aren't there anymore, but maybe you saw as you went up that hill on the left, that's where they had 40 each pit. That's shooting a 700-pound to 1,000-pound projectile. Now notice they're going to load one bag of powder because these guns were just firing against gravity because the shell would come down like lobbing a snowball, come down through the decks. And notice what they got for hearing protection.
Yeah.
That's why Grandpa was yelling for the mashed potatoes, I'm sure, when he was out of the military. But you don't see what they were told. What they're told is to lean forward on the balls of their feet and to open their mouth. Because opening their mouth would equalize the pressure coming into your mouth and over. Now these guys are loading, that's 2 bags on the 10-inch guns. The reason why these guns, the ones that are on display down there, would fire at the sides of the ship. It has rifling. You know what rifling is? Rifling is a curvature in the barrel inside. You know, if you've ever thrown a football, you know a quarterback gets it to spin to be accurate. That's what it's doing. The shell is spinning inside. And this is what this was helping this shell do. See the spinning thing?
We just toured Fort Casey today. It's one of the forts on Whidbey Island. was done in 1850, 1800, late
1800s.
late 1800s.
1890s they started building. They opened in 1898.
Yeah, so it's really cool. We walked through some of the parts of it, and we went up to the lighthouse, and that was really amazing too, to walk through and see all that, and a lot of history we learned through that. We went to the campground. The campground is right by the ferry terminal, right on the water. Beautiful sights. It looked like some of them were like water and electric, but a lot of them were just going to be boondocking. But it's a fun place to kind of camp and watch the ferry boats, and it's part of the state park system, so you have to register through that. And to get into the park, you do have to have a day pass or a, what is it called?
Discovered that.
A Discover Pass, annual Discover Pass, which you can buy right there when you pull in. There's a gift shop right there that you can buy those at. So we had a lot of fun today. The weather started changing on us as we went. It started raining, but it was perfect timing. We came out of the lighthouse, got to the car when it started raining. So I hope you enjoy this little adventure of ours and find your adventure.